Mukesh Ambani's $2 billion Antilia mansion, bigger than a palace. Mumbai's skyline tells 1,000 stories, but none is as bold as the fortress towering above Altamount Road. 27 floors of defiance, rising like a modern Tower of Babel, carved in glass and steel. This isn't just Asia's most expensive home. This is Antilia, where one man's vision of luxury literally redefined what it means to live like royalty in the 21st century. The visionary behind the vertical empire. Mukesh Ambani didn't stumble into building the world's most expensive house by accident. Asia's richest man, with a huge net worth of $83.4 billion, had already conquered oil, petrochemicals, and telecommunication through his Reliance Industries empire. But when you're worth more than most countries' entire GDP, where exactly do you call home? Most billionaires play it safe. They buy existing penthouses, historic mansions, or private islands. Ambani looked at Mumbai's chaotic skyline and said something completely different. I'm going to build something that makes skyscrapers jealous and turns the concept of home inside out. The genius wasn't just throwing money at concrete and steel. It was the sheer audacity to imagine a residence that functions like a small metropolis, engineered to withstand an 8.0 earthquake while looking like a modernist sculpture that descended from the heavens. This wasn't real estate investment. This was architectural revolution disguised as a family home. Reliance Industries had just achieved something unprecedented last year, in February 2024, becoming the first Indian company to touch a market capitalization of Rs. 20 lakh crores. That's $240 billion in market value. Ambani didn't just build an expensive house with his profits. He built it as a monument to what happens when unlimited vision meets unlimited resources. The mythical name that sparked everything. Here's where most people completely miss the story. They hear Antilia and think it sounds exotic and made up. Maybe something a marketing team dreamed up in a boardroom. They're dead wrong. And the real story is infinitely more fascinating. The name comes from Antilia, a legendary phantom island that 15th century Portuguese and Spanish explorers believed existed somewhere in the mysterious Atlantic Ocean, west of the known world. This wasn't just any mythical place. 7 Christian bishops supposedly fled there during the Muslim conquest of the Iberian Peninsula, establishing 7 cities of unimaginable wealth and prosperity. Medieval maps marked this phantom island as a place where dreams become reality, where refugees could build paradise from nothing. The mythical Antilia was described as opposite the Pillars of Hercules, synonymous with opulence that existed beyond the reach of ordinary mortals. The irony is absolutely perfect. Ambani chose a name representing a legendary place of refuge and impossible wealth, then he actually built it. While 15th century explorers searched the oceans for a mythical island of prosperity, Ambani created his own mythical island, except this one exists in Mumbai and costs more than most nations' annual budgets. The numbers that shatter reality. Speaking of budgets, the financial figures surrounding Antilia will break your brain. The mansion was originally constructed for around $2 billion, but it gets absolutely insane. By 2023, the property was valued at $4.6 billion. That's not inflation. That's a house that literally doubled in value, while most people were figuring out their mortgage payments. Mumbai property prices grew at an average annual rate of 11.2% from 2010 to 2020. But Antilia outpaced even those crazy numbers. Ambani didn't just build a house. He accidentally created the world's most expensive real estate investment that appreciates faster than most people's entire career earnings. The original projected cost, according to media reports, was 15,000 crores of rupees. But those numbers feel almost quaint now. The building spans 400,000 square feet across 27 floors, but the architectural twist here breaks conventional logic. It only has the height of a normal 40-story building, because Ambani demanded ceiling heights so enormous that each floor could comfortably host a professional basketball game. To put this in perspective, the average American home is around 2,000 square feet. Antilia is 400,000 square feet. That means Ambani's house is roughly 200 times larger than what most people consider spacious. It's not just big, it's mathematically ridiculous. The architectural madness that defies convention. The design and construction were masterminded by two legendary U.S. firms, Perkins & Will and Hirsch-Bedner Associates. These weren't just any architects. They were asked to create something that had never existed before in human history. The brief was essentially, build a house that looks like art, functions like a city, and survives like a fortress. The architectural inspiration draws from the sun, lotus flowers, precious stones, marble, and mother of pearl. In Indian tradition, the lotus represents purity and constant renewal, while the sun symbolizes infinite power and life-giving energy. Ambani literally built his house around the philosophical concepts of rebirth and endless power. Like I mentioned earlier, the entire structure is designed to withstand a magnitude 8 earthquake. While most people worry about their houses surviving a strong thunderstorm, Ambani's home could probably survive the apocalypse and still have functioning elevators, working air conditioning, and crystal chandeliers hanging perfectly in place. The building incorporates advanced seismic isolation technology, wind-resistant engineering, and materials sourced from around the globe. I'm talking about Italian marble, rare woods from sustainable forests, and custom-designed fixtures that exist nowhere else on Earth. Each floor follows a unique design theme while maintaining architectural harmony throughout the entire structure. That's not just construction, that's orchestrating a symphony in concrete, steel, and pure imagination. The staff universe and automotive kingdom. Here's where Antilia stops being a house and starts being a small nation with its own economy. The mansion employs approximately 600 staff members. 600 people work in one house. That's more employees than many Fortune 500 companies have in their headquarters. Think about the sheer logistics of coordinating 600 people daily just to keep one family comfortable. There are dedicated teams for things you didn't even know needed teams: elevator maintenance specialists, crystal chandelier cleaners, vertical garden botanists, security coordinators, and people whose only job is ensuring that every surface in 400,000 square feet maintains museum-quality perfection. Don't get me wrong, these aren't just any employees either. They are highly skilled professionals, chefs trained in international cuisine, housekeeping staff with luxury hospitality backgrounds, security personnel with military experience, and maintenance teams capable of managing building systems more complex than most office towers. The parking situation makes automotive fans weep with envy. 6 dedicated floors accommodate around 168 cars. Most people struggle to parallel park one car, and this man casually owns more cars than most luxury dealerships stock at any given time. But calling them parking spaces is like calling the Louvre a place with some paintings. These are climate-controlled automotive galleries with specialized lighting, security systems that would make Fort Knox jealous, hydraulic lifts for easy access, and probably dedicated valets who earn more than most people's annual salaries. Every parking level is designed with different themes and purposes, some for daily use vehicles, others for rare collectibles, and sections for maintenance and detailing. The vertical city experience. The top 6 floors serve as private residential areas where the Ambani family actually lives, but everything below that functions like a luxury resort that happens to be attached to their home. Each of the 27 floors serves specific purposes, and although there's a predominant design theme, every single floor is architecturally unique. The vertical gardens aren't your grandmother's backyard hobby. I'm talking about a hanging ecosystem that requires full-time botanists, automated irrigation systems more complex and sophisticated than most commercial agriculture, and maintenance protocols that rival public botanical gardens. The rooftop helipad isn't just a convenience, it's a statement about transcending normal human limitations. While Mumbai residents endure some of the world's most legendary traffic jams, sitting motionless for hours in sweltering heat, Ambani literally flies over the chaos. His commute to work involves vertical takeoff and aerial views of a city that most people only experience from ground level. Multiple swimming pools are integrated throughout different floors, each designed for different purposes and moods. There are pools for serious lap swimming, pools for relaxation and entertainment, and probably pools that exist just because when you're building a $4.6 billion house, you can have pools wherever you want them. The building includes multiple gyms, yoga studios, wellness centers, entertainment theaters, ballrooms for hosting events, libraries, art galleries, and spaces designed for purposes that most people can't even imagine needing. This is not just a house anymore. You can call it an entire lifestyle ecosystem contained within vertical walls. The global empire and controversial foundation. Antilia isn't even Ambani's only mind-bending property investment. In Dubai, he owns a luxurious villa valued at Rs 640 crores. That's roughly $77 million for what he probably considers his vacation cottage. I mean, just think about that. Most people's dream home costs less than what Ambani spends on a place he visits occasionally. But the detail that adds layers of complexity to the Antilia story is that the mansion was constructed over land that previously housed an orphanage managed by the Waqf Board. The optics create a stark, almost Shakespearean irony. A home worth billions built on land that once sheltered those with absolutely nothing. It's a reminder of the extreme economic contrasts that define modern India, where incredible wealth and devastating poverty exist within the same city blocks. This isn't just about one man's luxury, it's about what Antilia represents in a country where millions live in spaces smaller than Antilia's smallest bathroom. The mansion stands as both an achievement of human ambition and a symbol of wealth inequality that sparks ongoing social and political discussions. Beyond the controversy, though, lies an undeniable truth. Ambani created something that challenges every assumption about what's possible when vision meets unlimited resources. Love it or hate it, you cannot ignore it. And maybe that was always the point. In a world where most people dream about slightly bigger apartments, Mukesh Ambani looked at the limitations that constrain normal human experience and decided those limitations were optional. The man who built his fortune on oil and ambition decided to build a home that would make ancient mythology jealous. Mission accomplished. So, which floor of Antilia would you want to live on, and why? If you had Ambani's budget, what crazy feature would you add to your dream house? Do you think a $4.6 billion house is inspiring or excessive? Let me know your honest thoughts. And if you want to see more of the world's richest icons and luxury stories, subscribe right now, because this is where the legends live forever.